I think there's a bubble that's building and it's about to break. We really need to pay more attention to it because from an economic perspective, employees or people are our biggest resource, especially in Minnesota. And so we need to invest in those resources so that 20 years from now, we're going to have great capital to draw from.
I mean, some of us baby boomers are going to retire someday, and, you know, what are we doing about the workforce? Well, we won't have anyone when we think about technology, when we think about bio-research, when we think about all of the companies that call Minnesota home, large and small. We're not going to have a trained labor force that can support it. We're not going to be innovative, entrepreneurial, cutting edge if we're not raising students who can perform that and who are creative thinkers and who are excited about discovery.
As our economy changes, as our community changes, Minnesota doesn't look like what it used to look like 100 years ago, and we have to be sure that we're educating people and taking full advantage of all the potential that we have in the state if we want to continue to be the place that we think we are and that we aspire to be.
So it's not just hitting higher cut scores on standardized tests. It's asking and helping students who we've never asked to reach for high levels of academic content before to do that.
From this one to that foci, it's 5.
The actual number of high school graduates in Minnesota is going to decline by 7 to 8% in the next 10 years. Decline. One more time. It's going to go down. And none of us have that in our heads. None of us are imagining that the number of high school graduates is going to shrink in Minnesota. How could that be? Well, part of it's demographic. I mean, there just aren't as many kids, and actually this year I think is the peak year, and it is going to go down. The number of people in school is going to decline. But on top of all that, the people in school, the groups in school who are least likely to graduate are growing. Poor kids, kids of color, immigrant kids, and the kids most likely to graduate are shrinking. So it's a twofer, and if we don't get after this now, we may actually find ourselves in a position where the odds of ending up with a degree after high school aren't 1 in 4, which isn't good enough, might be 1 in 5, might be 1 in 6.